Hola.
Access to the request of the request object on this server. Let's just do it. I'm going to go here and create a function. So export, then function, I'm going to call it a load. We need to use the same name, and then open and close. Inside we get access to the object, which is the request. So I'm going to get the obj or obj, and then console. Dot and then log, and I want to see what we get back inside the object. I'm gonna kill the server just to make sure, and then just start the server again. And then when we access to the user / and then the ID of the user, if I take a look right here, we have a lot of information from the server about the request. And here we get access to pretty much everything, the headers, we get access to the cookies, the whole request data that we should be getting on the server. But also on this page.server, we can perform actions like with did before, but on a more secure way. like fetching to an API where we are required to provide credentials or just super secret keys. Well, if that's the case, you would do it on the plus page.server, because this is server side only. It's just way more secure. And how we do it is pretty much the same as the plus page.js. So let's just, try to do something with this. I'm gonna go maybe to JSON placeholder, and this time I'm gonna be maybe fetching some posts. If we go to the posts, we get back 100 posts. But if we do posts and then / and then we provide the number or ID of the post, we get one single post. So what I want to do, I want to get the ID that we are getting as a user, but also use it to get the ID of the post. We are going to go to the server load function, get post, and then send the response from the server to the actual page plus svelte, or page.svelte. All right, so let's do it. It's going to be an export, but we need to do async function, then then we need to go to a URL. This one is equal to, and then we need to go to the JSON placeholder. I'm going to go to the actual post. There we go. Let me just paste it. And then we need to get the ID of the post. And on this one, it's the same idea. We can use destructuring and use the fetch, because I'm going to use the fetch, and then we can use params. So I'm not going to use Axios. I'm going to use fetch. And then we get the information within the params. And within the params, we can access to params and then .id. Same as before. So since we are going to use fetch, let me just go to the next line. We need to get a const and then a response equals to, we go to await, and then we go to the fetch. And we go to the URL. Fine. So next we need to get the JSON data out of the response, JSON await, then response, and then we take it, or we convert to JSON. If we don't have an answer, we need to send an error back. But first I need to make sure that we do get an answer from JSON server. So I'm going to ask or check for the keys. If we do have something, I'm going to be checking the length. And then if it's different than 0, it means that we do have something. If that's the case, I'm going to be returning something. Now remember that we need to return a plain object. So in this case, I'm going to say post. I'm going to say con and then provide the post that we are getting back from JSON server. If we get an error, well, if that's the case, we can import the error object from a svelte. Let me get it first. It's going to be from, and then at, and then svelte, and then kit. Then if we want to send the error back, we say error, open and close. We provide the status code and then the message. And I'm going to say dang it. There we go. And this
Dang it. Dang it. Return.
This is just done. I'm gonna go back to the page Svelte, and I'm gonna comment this just for a bit so we can see what we get back from the on the data when we use the props. So in theory, when we go now here, we should be getting the posts, and maybe we should be getting the user as well. So if I save this and go back to the application, I'm gonna reload it, and now of course we get nothing, but then we have a response. And the response is going to be the params, and then we have the users. So, you know, we are not getting the response from the server. We are only getting the users from within this file, from the plus page. So the thing is that the load page by default is going to override whatever is that you provide from the server, because this server runs first. So this one gets the information, returns something, then this one does the same, and it's gonna override whatever the server is returning. That's why we are only getting the users and we are not getting posts. If I go to the plus page.js, just select everything, I'm gonna comment out everything, I'm gonna go back, and now we get the posts.
And now we get the post.
Yeah, the comment out. If I go to the plus page.js, just select everything, I'm gonna comment out everything, I'm gonna go back, and now we get the posts. Everything I'm gonna comment out server is returning. That's this one runs first. So this one gets the information, returns something. Then this one does the same, and it's gonna override whatever the server is returning. That's why we are only getting the users and we are not getting posts. If I go to the plus page.js, just select everything. I'm gonna comment out everything. I'm gonna go back, and now we get the posts. So yeah. That's pre-message. I'm gonna say dang it. There we go. And this is just done. I'm gonna go back to the page Svelte, and I'm gonna comment this just for a bit so we can